Okay, I put my walking foot back on, and I'm happy with the way these match up, so I don't have to make any adjustments. It turned out pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew my lining to the snakeskin, and the reason why is so that when I put it on my bottom, my inner sole, it'll stay together. So I'm just going to sew from the top all the way around. And I'm going to get as close to the edge as possible, probably about a 1/16 of an inch. Yeah, I've lost all that fabric in there from that toe piece. I don't know where it goes, but I still have it over here, but I've lost all that center lining. And that's what happened on the first boot. I didn't have a lot to tuck under. We've got that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this lining up. Okay, now I'm ready to make put my velcro straps on, my velcro strips on. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I didn't measure my velcro out from the last one, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this as my template so I know how big to make my velcro strip. So I don't have my measuring, but it looks to be maybe 2.5 inches. So you know, velcro has the side strips on it where it has just the fabric that you can sew on. I don't like that on the boots. I like to take my velcro strip right out of the middle and I sew right on top of the velcro. That's not how it's designed, but that's the way I do it because I like to have a good connection. So I'm making my velcro about it's probably half of one of these velcro strips, but the half I'm taking is right down the center. Okay, so those are my 2 velcro strips, and now I'm ready to sew them on. Okay, I want to sew, because velcro, if I'm probably going to wear these boots with with tights. So I want to make sure that I have my hard plastic on the inside of the boot. So this is my left boot, and this is going to be my right boot. So I don't want them crossing them the same way. I want to cross them this way. So left boot, right boot. So I want my hard plastic not touching my doll's tights. So I'm going to take my hard plastic and I'm going to sew that on the inside piece of strip, which is just exactly the opposite of what this is. So let me make sure that's correct. Soft, hard plastic, soft plastic, right foot, inside flap over. Okay, this is it. Okay, so I'm just going to start anywhere. It doesn't matter because you're not going to see the stitching because the stitching is on black fabric on the back. So just make sure that you don't go all the way to the end because you're going to have a 1/4 of an inch turn under and you don't want to have to deal with all that Velcro at the bottom. So stop your Velcro. See how much room I gave myself here? So that's what you want to do on your boots. You don't want to take that Velcro all the way to the bottom so you have to worry about trying to get that tucked under. That's what you don't want to do. So go ahead and set it here, line it up. You don't have to pin it or glue it or anything. You're just going to sew it. And like I said, you're dealing with black fabric on the back, so you don't have to worry about it not looking nice because nobody's going to see it anyway. If your Velcro's not sewing right and it keeps popping up and you get these long stitches, it means it's not catching down here. That means you need to go to a thicker needle. You need to go to either a denim needle or a leather needle or something. That means your universal needle will not work correctly on this Velcro. Okay, so Velcro side 1 is done. Okay, so now I'm going to close my boot like I'm actually going to put my boot on to make sure that I have my overlap in the right place. So this is going to go here so that when I close them they will connect. So let's just go ahead and sew that on. Now this you are going to see. You're going to see this line of stitching. So you want to be kind of neat on this one because you're actually going to see it. So I believe I started on the bottom. Did I? No, I started on the top. So what I'm going to do is do it the same way I did the other one. I'm going to start on the top and work my way down. But I'm going to try and be neat about it. It is not moving very easily. I'm actually helping it a little bit by pushing the fabric through the walking foot. So you might have to go to a bigger stitch if you're having any trouble. I'm going to go one more, turn it. Okay, I'm going to try and stitch over the same line. than done. Okay, so we've got our Velcro sewn on. Okay, can you see that? So I've got the Velcro on this side, the Velcro on that side. So I'm going to have that like that. And there is your right boot. Okay, so now I'm going to take my inner sole and I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to get my hot glue gun out, and I'm going to do the same thing I did here with hot glue. I'm going to make these little diamond cuts in here, and I'm going to push all my fabric down on the base of this inner sole. Okay, and it's going to be square. See how this is actually square up here? So I'm going to work that in a little bit to give it that shape. But what I'm going to have to do is get my hot glue gun out and get it heated up. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, I've got my hot glue plugged in. I'm ready to put my shoe together. What I did, I went ahead and I started making my clips. I'm making them in about little less than 1/4 inch, right past that line of stitching, and I'm going all the way around and just making little diamond shapes. So it'll lay evenly down on the inner boot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Velcro and I'm going to seal it. And I'm going to take my inner sole, which I've already shaped and covered. You don't have to be too neat on this because nobody's going to see it. And I'm going to put it in the shoe bottom. If your Velcro is too tight, just open it up a little bit and get that shoe in there in the right location. So what you can do is, if you're having a hard time, line up your back seam here and put that right in the middle center of your bottom of your shoe base. So here's my center, and I'm going to take a piece of glue and I'm going to glue it right there. Okay, so hot glue, dab it, and push that down. I've got some cold water here so I don't burn my fingers. Okay, we got that one on. So now we're ready to put the shoe back together. So let's line that Velcro up again. Make sure your seams at the top meet. And let's pull this up. You're going to put your fingers in the inside too so you can get a nice fit. Okay, so you've got that one middle piece done. So you want to, can you see what I'm doing? You probably can't because it's so dark in here. I tried to do this today in the light and I just couldn't get it done. So let's go ahead and put a little one there, a little more glue here and here, and push those down. Okay. So now we want to do some sides. And that's not looking right. Is it? Yeah, I might be off a little bit on that last one. Well, let me put in a couple more and see what happens. So I'm going to put in one here. over here. I'm going to go get one of the dolls and try it on before I go any further, and just to make sure it's looking good while it's actually on the doll. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I got Kelsey out. I put the one shoe on her, but I had to unglue and redo this one because it was all out of balance. So what I did was I laid my hot glue gun on the piece that I had already put on to loosen that up, and then I just peeled it off and then restuck it in the right spot. I didn't like the way I did it. It wasn't even. This right here was off to the side, so I undid all these and redid them so they're more in the center now. So if I put this on Kelsey, the boots look pretty, yeah, you see all the string, but the boots look pretty even now. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and finish gluing this down. So same thing, I'm just going to take all my hot glue and I'm going to just glue all these down. Sometimes the fabric comes away from the glue and you've got to glue twice, once with the fabric and once with the vinyl. Okay, so the hard part's when you get to that edge down here, and you have to get all of that in the same area. So I just try to ease it in as best I can. We're going to try and dig out a little bit of the foam bottom so that we can get it to lay flat. Okay, last but not least is that got some in the inside. Okay, so there's that one. I'm going to put the Velcro back together, and I'm going to glue here. Okay, let's go ahead and try them on. See how they look. Okay. I think with a nice pair of black leotard tights and a pair of mini skirt or a pair of pants, I think they're going to look real nice. Oops. Okay, so that's boot 1, boot 2. Boot 1 seems a little tighter than boot 2. Let me see here. Yeah, I think they're about the same. So this one seems to be not as sturdy as this one. But anyway. Okay, so now it's just a matter of putting on our bottoms. So I've already painted these up. So here's right and left. I put 2 or 3 coats on till I got it where I thought it was a nice enough shine on there. I did a little too much coating on here, so I've got some ridges, but I'm not going to worry about them. And on here, I didn't do the center, only a couple times. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my right boot, put it on my right sole, and I don't know if you've ever seen Joanne's Minis, but she does some really nice videos on YouTube. And she gave me the suggestion of, let me get rid of this because I'm not going to use hot glue anymore. She gave me the suggestion of using chalk as a way of marking where you want to cut your bottoms out to fit on top of your boot, so you have a flush, so it fits flush. So I'm going to try it and see how that works. So I'm going to take chalk, and I'm going to dab it and see if I can get that to show the mark exactly where it will be on this. Do you see what I'm trying to do? And yes, it does. Do you see that little white mark there? Okay, so now I'm going to take my little nippers, if I can find them anywhere, and I'm going to cut that spot out. I'm not going to go all the way through the foam. I'm just going to go down probably not even halfway through, just so I can get that out of there, so that that flap of fabric can fit in that cutout. Okay, so let's try it again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around the shoe, and I'm going to dig out wherever I think there is a indentation, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to glue this to the actual shoe. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit.